Welcome back to His and Hers Movie Podcast. This is episode number 67, featuring a return of Shark Week. This is the second annual Shark Week. Wait, how should I open the show?
Second annual Shark Week extravaganza.
Okay. You say extravaganza.
Okay, yeah, because you don't do it right at all.
Okay. Welcome back to His and Hers Movie Podcast. This is episode number 67, featuring our second annual Shark Week.
Extravaganza!
Extravaganza. This is Shark Week Volume 2, but this time, unlike last time, at least I think unlike the last time, we actually have a featured review of a brand new 2021 film that is a shark film. And it is called Great White. Very original title, if I do say so myself. I am one half of your hosting duo, JP, podcasting out of Southwest PA. And joining me tonight is my little guppy, Carly, because I'm a shark. I'm a shark.
Dude, I'm
The J stands for Jaws.
Jaws pig.
Jaws pig.
You're dumb. No, you're like
Jaws pig. Hear me swim and squeal.
Nobody. But no, listen, you're smaller than me, so you're my little guppy.
What is a
Come
guppy,
here, little guppy.
Shut up! Don't call me guppy.
They're like little Johns. Aren't they? What is a guppy? Wait, guppies. Oh, guppies. I'm thinking of tadpoles. Those are foxes. What is a guppy? Let's Google it, shall we?
Do you have like Siri on your phone or anything?
Yes, but I just typed
just
stuff in.
Hey Siri, what is a guppy? Say that.
I already typed it in, buddy. And it says, a small, live-bearing freshwater fish widely kept in aquariums. Native to tropical America, it has been introduced elsewhere to control mosquito larvae. Ew. Interesting.
I see.
Yes.
So, that's good. So they eat mosquito eggs.
Yes.
You eat mosquito eggs.
No.
So, yeah, we're a little late, but, Shark Fest on National Geographic Channel lasts for, 6 weeks. So, technically, even though Shark Week is over, we're a little late, but, we can never figure out what we want to do. Because, do we want to record Shark Week and release it the week of Shark Week? Like in the middle or the end? But then I feel like I don't get to indulge in Shark Week that much. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the 31 Days of Horror, where, I want to... If I'm doing it during the 31 Days of Horror, then I don't feel like I'm enjoying my 31 days because I'm watching... I don't get to just pick whatever I want to watch. I do stuff that I haven't reviewed before, and then especially if I do a theme. But, I would rather pre-record them so that I could enjoy October and do whatever I want with no responsibilities.
All right, now it's my turn to talk. See, I feel that you were all like, Shark Week is ruined, and really it's not, because it's we should have been prepping all of Shark Week to put out a show by the end of Shark Week, so technically I don't think we should have recorded the week of Shark Week, because then it's we're missing out on days we could be prepping for said week of sharks. So now this is the aftermath of the week. Yes.
Well, I mean, not really, because the thing is Shark Week's over now. We didn't release it before the end of Shark Week.
I know, I said we're dumbass. I said we prep during Shark Week and then release it after the fact. Because here's all the movies we watched during Shark Week. Do you understand?
Yeah. I mean, I still think we're even a little bit late after that, because I think Sunday would have been the end of Shark Week, so.
I think nobody cares. Because it is summertime and it's shark movies. It's not like we're putting out a Halloween episode at Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's But the cool thing is like Shark Week is fun, and we had fun watching Shark Week, and now we're going to talk about our experiences with Shark Week and give you a review of the stuff that we watched and a new movie.
Yes. Sharks.
So, fun fact here. Do you know when Shark Week started?
No.
If you just took a stab in the dark.
I didn't even know what it was. I only learned about it like 3 years ago. I don't know. Like.
Really? You've only known about Shark Week for 3 years?
Yeah, like I didn't know people were weirdos and thought, like, yay, sharks and stuff all like once a week, like once a year. But listen, I don't know. Is it recent time or later time? Give me a hint.
Just take a guess. It's older than like a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It's at least 10 years old. I'll tell you that much. At least.
2000.
That would be 21 years ago?
Yes.
Nope. Try again.
1997.
That would be 25 years ago?
4.
6? Oh. Nope. Try again. One more guess.
Am I guessing, but you should give me like hot and cold. Am I guessing too
You
late?
got warmer with that guess.
Okay. 1991.
No, that was when I was born, but
And
good
that's
year.
why I guessed it.
It was actually 3 years before then, in 1988.
Oh.
Yeah, Shark Week has been going on longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, that's
And, like,
surprising.
twice as long as you've been alive.
Right. However, Cartoon Network came out while you were alive.
Yeah, we were talking about that today, and that kind of blew your mind, right? You were like,
Yeah.
wow, you're old. You're like,
Yeah.
I thought Cartoon Network just been around forever.
Yes.
And no, it actually came out like a year before I was born. I thought I remembered it, but we figured out I was only like 1.5, and I was like, do you have memories when you're 1.5?
Yes. Which, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think you do. I don't
Well,
actually. Maybe you do.
I know for a fact I have memories from when I was around 2, for sure. Because, like, I went and seen The Lion King in the theater in, like, 1994, and I would have been 3 then.
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember. I have like a very small memory of being in Shop and Save, a store around here, and it was almost my 3rd birthday. And my mom told some guy who was carrying balloons it was going to be my birthday, and he asked how old I was, and I put 3 fingers up, and he gave me a balloon. So, yes, you can remember stuff early on.
Yeah, 2021 Shark Week just ended a few days ago. It ended on the 18th. So, technically, I mean, it works out. If we put this episode out this week, it would be the week after Shark Week, which is, you know, good timing. It's funny because Shark Week is something that I've always wanted to do on 22 Shots, but we always kind of take breaks in the summer. I think we did it once for Jaws, the Jaws franchise. But this is pretty much our only holiday special that we have on this show.
Yeah, we don't do anything special for like any big holiday.
No, that's wrong. We have our Valentine's Day extravaganza.
You say so cringe. Anyway, yeah, we do, but even that's not I mean, do we do anything for like Christmas or Halloween? I don't think we. Well, we talk about our Halloween marathon, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of a special thing.
Yeah, I mean,
but,
yes.
I mean, typically we try to only do like new movies here and then like our what we watch stuff. But realistically, like, I still don't know what I want out of this show. Like, I just wanted it like. At first, I wanted it to be a place where we could talk about new movies we saw in the theater. And then, right when we started the show, our lives got, like, turned upside down. Like, I got a new job. You got a new job. COVID happened. And it's like, now, it's, like, really hard to even make a show about that because, one, the movies stopped coming out in the theater. And then, two, we have had such a hard time finding times to record these days because I work evening shift from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and you work like evening and morning shift because you work like 7 a.m. to like 9 p.m. some days.
Yeah.
So it's like the only time we could really record is when we're both when I'm off and it's a day where you're not doing like a double, or whenever we're both off, which is super rare because you're off on the weekends and I'm usually working them. So and then usually if we're both able to be like off and free, we'll want to go to the movie theater and watch a movie. So it's really hard to sort of plan these shows out now. What was a weekly show is definitely more of like a bi-weekly, every 10 days, or like once a month. And it's sad, but it's not. I'm still like very into this show.
Yeah.
I almost think if we just said we're gonna go bi-weekly from now on, it might put less like bummer when we miss a week.
Yes. And another thing, when we do, you see, we can go see a move and we can podcast after. That is true. Don't get me wrong. But that's usually the point where we're like, you want to put off the pod? And then we're like, yes, I would like to put off the pod. So.
Yeah, because we go see a movie and go ahead. Were you saying something?
Just like they're. Yes, I was, but typically you don't pay attention. There are instances where we do definitely have the time, but it's like we never have the time. And therefore, we don't want to. It's not like we don't like the pod, but it's like we don't. Oh, I find I don't like podcasting in the summer. Like, I think I might take a break, like Moods does, because like it's so hot right now. I'm already like in misery, and we're only 14 minutes in, and that's like, it just sucks because you can't put on any fan or air, and it's like so. It's been so hot this summer, and it's just like I get so antsy during it, But yeah, I still like doing the pod. It's just when we're lazy and it involves talking and being enthusiastic, so it's kind of hard.
Well, also, it's like usually by the time we go see a movie, it's like an hour drive and then an hour back because we usually go to the theater that's a little further away, and now we're forced to, which we'll get to in a second, but then we come back and it's like 10 or 11. I usually need to stop at Walmart or something. And it's usually like 10 or 11 by the time we get home. Like right now it's 11:30 p.m.
Oh, yes.
Oh, by the way, it's July 22nd at the time of us recording, in case you were curious. So yeah, that's kind of a pain. And I mentioned that we have to go further away now. So the one thing that we have in our town that's like close to us, like it's like one of the only things besides the drive-in that we have, is a movie theater, which is like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes from you, maybe like 25 from me.
Yeah.
And it shut down.
Yes.
And I was devastated, man. I'm like super bummed about that. We don't always go to that theater because it's pretty crappy. But when it's a movie that we're not, like, super, like, hyped for, like, obviously if it's, like, Candyman or, like, the new Halloween or something, we're going to go to the good theater with, like, really great sound and good seats and stuff. But, like, when it's something that we just kind of wanted to, like, let's go see a movie real quick, like that dog Alaska movie with the snow dog.
Yeah.
That we just randomly went and seen, like... Like, we want to go, we'll go to our hometown one, and it's so much quicker, dude. You, like, zip up there, see the movie, and you're out, and you're like, damn, I'm home already, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so frustrating that place closed down, and I thought, oh, another one bites the dust from COVID, you know, that's what you would think. But I dug into it, and I found someone on Facebook who worked there, or their niece worked there or something, and they were saying that the company that owns it decided to not renew the lease with the mall. It was a 25-year lease, and it just ended. And I don't know if the mall was charging too much or if it was, like, you know, what it was. But, dude, it's, like, super, like, it bums me out, man. And I don't know if there would be a way for somebody else to, like, buy that AMC and then... like lease it, or like how that works. Like, is it just done? Is it screwed? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's like it's connected to the mall, but it's not one where you can go inside of it from the mall. It's on the outside, so I don't know if I don't know. And I assume the mall probably has like outrageous prices for their leasing because that mall is not doing very well either. So I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
that's a
why a
big
lot
issue.
of the stores went away in there because
Yeah.
of, I guess, like their lease was running out. So if I was gonna guess, I assume they're probably going to essentially just charge a super high price to where nobody will renew their lease, and then when everybody's lease is up, they'll demolish it and sell the land and put in Sheets and a Dollar General.
Wait, we already have 2 Sheets out there.
And $2 Generals.
Yeah, but you're right. They probably will.
Yeah.
Because they're horrible people. I hate it. Like, places get torn down. I get kind of excited. And then it's like they blow it. They put something stupid there, like, let's say an O'Reilly's Auto Parts or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's always something boring. Like, put like a freaking ice cream fun trampoline, like, crazy factory or something, and then I won't be as depressed. But, like, quit putting boring places. I hate it.
Yeah. It's frustrating, man. I'm super bummed, man. Like, I'm just thinking about it. And we didn't even mention this, but our drive-in is up for sale, too.
Yeah, the dude who owns it's like 105 years old, so he's like, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and that whole thing sucks, because, like, but luckily, I mean, they are trying to, like, get someone who would keep the drive-in alive to buy it, so at least they care about that. But, like you said, the land might be more worthy than the drive-in or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But, yes, hopefully that's okay. But Mahoning drive-in got saved.
Yeah. It's too bad it's, like, 6 hours away.
I know, but still, dude, like, I thought that was going to be one of those situations like the Hollywood Theater where everyone's like, we can't let this happen, and then it just, like, they let it happen, like, and it just happens and ruins everything, but everyone actually banded together, and it did not happen. Yes, so, yeah, it sucks. We need to, like, move, I think.
I know, dude. It's, like, starting to really bother me, man. It really is.
Yeah, because there are theaters around, they're just not around our... It's like the one town that we were going to that really is the closest one here, and even that, like, it's 20 minutes away, and then all the other towns don't have anything, like, exciting, and then the other ones are like 45 minutes to an hour away, so
this guy said on Facebook, he said, it closed down permanently because the mall owner wanted to play hardball with AMC and demand more rent money for the site. AMC got sick of negotiating and walked away because they weren't making a profit from it anyways. I got this info from a prior manager.
I see. Oh, AMC, maybe if you would have also renovated that theater, you could have made more profit, just saying. But
yeah, I think that might have more to do with I'm not sure. It just sucks, dude. Like, that there used to be 2 AMCs out here. There was the one by the Laurel Mall out in Connellsville, and then the Uniontown one, and now there's like nothing. And the closest movie theater to us now is like, what, 45, 50 minutes away?
Yes.
But is the Waterfront's not the closest one though, right? The closest one would be the South Hills one, I think. Yeah,
that one's more so like 45 minutes, where the Waterfront from where we live is like an hour, maybe even over an hour. So
I think we need to start going to the South Hills one, honestly.
Or the one in West Virginia is close if you take the toll road.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah, I always forget about this. I don't really go out that way too often, so I always forget there's one out there at South Hills.
Yeah, I was hoping that, like, something would happen, and maybe it was, like, because they were out of employees or something. So, I don't know, man. I'm just, like, super bummed about it. Like, if movie theaters go away, it'll be a huge disappointment thing in my life. Like, I would honestly consider moving to a new city just for theaters.
Yeah. So, yes, that is depressing. That is depressed.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are topics that aren't sad. Sharks.
Actually, what is this? So, the closest one is South Hills. It's 24 miles from me. And then the other one is Morgantown, which is 25 miles from me. The waterfront's 28 miles from me. So, 24 miles, which isn't too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was like one out by where we work connected to one of the balls, but I saw it's like abandoned. It wasn't even an AMC. Like I just drove by it one day and it just said like theater. It was like it was like some other brand. But
how far is the luxury?
That's like, I don't know actually. That's probably like same amount, probably like 50, 45. Because that's like
it's so bullshit.
Yeah, that's like the same. That's almost like the same area as waterfront, but like going like in the different direction. But it's like out in the same proximity. So.
Yeah.
And out there, you used to have where the luxury is. That used to be a second run like dollar theater, and then there used to be a theater behind this plaza called like Southland 9, and that was awesome. My mom and I always went to that one, but that one's torn down now. So, yeah.
Now, see, the thing is it looks like it's a toll. To go to the South Hills one, there's toll roads. Shoot, which reminds me, I gotta pay my tolls.
Buddy, you're gonna go to jail.
Oh, shoot, yeah, I definitely gotta pay those.
Alright, well, the audience does not care about your toll and debt.
Man, this sucks. I'm super bummed.
Buddy, you're putting yourself in a whirl of depression.
Yeah, it's annoying. This is bullshit, dude.
I know it is, dude. So, yes.
Yes.
In other news, I just looked at my email and my credit score my credit limit went up to $3,800. Yes.
Actually, the luxury is the closest to me, but then we have to pay for all our moves.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm really bummed about this, but we shall move forward, and maybe there'll be. See, the thing that bugs me about it is like, do they open new theaters anymore, or is like the only ones that are left are the ones that have been up for a long time?
I don't know. I am not an architect. So, I wonder that, I mean, obviously not around here. I mean, well, the luxury was relatively new, but even that's like been around for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And it was like a replacement to that dollar theater, so it's like, I don't know. I don't think people open up brand new buildings. I think the best you could do is like buy out a theater that was closed down and then make it something new. So, yeah.
All right.
Now
well,
let's talk about sharks.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into Shark Week. What do we got?
Shark movies.
How many did you watch, by the way?
I watched.
I didn't go quite as hard as last year. I really didn't.
I watched 7. What about you?
I watched, I want to say 8 or 9.
Okay, well, go fuck yourself.
I win Shark Week. I win Shark Week. Na 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 na. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, mon neveu. That's in one of the shark movies.
You said we weren't competing.
I lied. I just told you that so you would ease up.
Dude, shut up. All you did was talk about how you don't like Shark Week, you hate sharks, you don't wear shark clothing or anything to support sharks, and you don't feel like doing Shark Week, and then you beat me.
Dude, I sent you a picture with shark socks on, shark shorts on, and shark underwear on.
Yes.
I
But
didn't have underwear.
No. Well.
And a shark shirt.
No, you didn't. You're exaggerating.
I have all those, I swear.
Okay, you have them
I
all.
have
I'm
3
saying.
freaking Jaws shirts.
Okay.
3.
I have
Oh, I
Jaws
was at
shirts.
Walmart today, and there is a new Halloween shirt.
Oh.
For $7.88.
I shall buy it.
No.
Why?
Because I said.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get into Shark Week. Since did we watch any of the same ones this time?
I don't know. I don't. Probably not.
Let's just go back and forth.
Okay.
I shall go first since I've probably watched more. Yeah, we definitely watched one of the same.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I started off with none other than Jaws's.
Jaws's?
Yeah, gotta start with Jaws's. Did you not start with Jaws's?
No, because I thought we weren't going to do repeats from last year.
No, but I always watch Jaws's during Shark Week.
I know, but I just thought we were like trying. I thought we were trying to like not. I thought we were like trying to do stuff different.
No, I was like, hey, Jaws on 4K. I have it on 4K, so I was like, gotta pop in Jaws on. I think I already watched it. Well, did I watch it last year? I watched it at some point on 4K. You know what? We haven't seen it in a theater in a couple years.
Yeah, because it hasn't been in a theater in a couple years.
No, it just showed somewhere. I don't remember.
Why didn't you go tell me and but we could have saw it?
Because I saw it after it already aired.
All right, talk about your move.
Okay, so Jaws 1975. When you think of shark films, you instantly think of Jaws because Jaws is the best. Like, the shark, I saw Dave Z say the other day that the shark subgenre is the worst subgenre there is. And after 2 years of extensively watching shark films, I tend to agree with him because the high is as high as you can get, and it was right at the beginning, and it never ever got as high again. Now, it does get, there are some good shark movies. There really are. Like, there's a good 10 shark films, I would say. I would say there's at least 10 good ones. But there are so many bad ones. Like, a ton of bad ones, right?
Yeah.
Jaws is definitely the best.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it every Shark Week to start off, just because it's like so good.
Mm-hmm.
And watching it, like, I was watching like videos on Shark Week and stuff like that too, and shark movies, and like Jaws 2, I really do think is like pretty solid, but it's like I think if they would have been able to bring back what's the guy's name? Not the guy that dies, the shark expert.
Richard. What's his real name? Oh, Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Or is it Hooper?
Oh wait, Hooper. I think it's Hooper.
Yeah.
Wait.
If they could have brought him back, I think it would have been much better.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree.
Dude, like that trio in there is so good and fun to watch. Hooper, Quint, and Sheriff Brody. You swear I had never seen Jaws before.
Yeah, Chief Brody.
Chief Brody, yeah. It's such a classic movie. You watched Cruel Jaws, right? That's the one I was talking about that we both watched.
Yeah.
Did you happen to check out the special feature, The Great White Way?
No, I did not.
It's very short. It was kind of cool. It could have been a lot better. It's very kind of basic. But have you ever listened to the podcast? It used to be called Killer POV, then it was called Shockwaves, and now it's called something else.
No.
Okay, well, it's hosted by Elric Kane, Rebecca McKendry, and formerly Rob G. But Rebecca McKendry did this special feature on here called The Great White Way, a study in sharksploitation. It's like a little 30 minute sit down with her talking about shark movies. Mm. And like cool. Shark exploitation as a genre. They show like stuff, posters and clips and stuff from other movies. But it's cool because she talks about how like Jaws was like such a big movie, and like it was the first summer blockbuster, and now we know that's like a big deal, the summer blockbuster, and it's one of the reasons Hollywood like stays afloat year after year. And Jaws is like, you know, the first one, 1975, and after that, like everybody tried to rip off Jaws. So like, not only is like sharksploitation like kind of just about sharks, but like there were tons of other types of movies that were rip-offs of Jaws that just featured a different animal, but it was like sort of like the same basic story, like Alligator and Joe Dante and Roger Corman's Piranha, and there was a Grizzly movie that was done, you know, and all these type of movies that they would just change the animal. And whenever you watch movies today, you still see them talk about Jaws, like reference Jaws, like the mayor, right? Like how many times have you seen the mayor that won't close the beach because of profit, right? Like you see that, like, we can't close the camp because of profit, and then and then something, you know, bad happens.
not just just any like a killer bee movie. It's like we can't end the annual picnic for bees, like one little bee.
What was that little, like, I think even that movie we watched for 2005 called Larva.
Yeah,
there was like an annual like beef cooking competition or something.
Yeah, that's what I think.
This keeps this town alive.
Yeah,
we can't shut it down. And I see stuff like that all the time, and it's like such a classic cliche at this point. But like in the original Jaws, like you like just want to punch the mayor in the damn face, right? Because it's like, damn. And it's an absolute classic. It's so easy to watch too. You know what I mean? It's like a longer movie, but it doesn't ever get boring. And my favorite scenes are just like Hooper and Brody interacting, and then Quint interacting with them. Like I don't know. Like, who's your favorite character in Jaws?
I don't know. Like they're also good together. Probably, I would say Quint. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Hooper, because I like how Hooper's like this dork who's like, he has some funny moments, and but then he's like real serious about his work and stuff like that. I think maybe him, because he's like the mix of like serious and like not serious.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like Hooper the best.
Yes, that's what I just said.
You said Quint at first.
I did, and then I said actually Hooper.
Okay.
And then
all right. So yeah, Jaws is an absolute classic. I love the opening. I love the ending. The shark still looks so good. Like, I know that they say that like it didn't really work and stuff like that. Like Steven Spielberg is like, the damn thing didn't work, but it did work, man. It looks great. It still looks great all these years later.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times where you could tell like it's not like moving like its whole body. You know, it's just like, but like it kind of works because it's big. So you think like it's not as like fast type like movement. I don't know. It just works for me. Mm. But Jaws, amazing.
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right. Well, the first movie I watched was Cruel Jaws. So.
Oh, really? Okay. Yes. Go ahead. I'll just kind of comment on it and I won't talk about it on my own.
Alright, Cruel Jaws is a movie by good old Bruno Mattei, and I believe this fella is known for literally stealing. I think it's Mattei.
It's Bruno Mattei.
No one has ever called him that.
It is. It really is, though.
But I've never heard anyone say it. Okay, whatever. But I think he's pretty much known for literally stealing people's movies, not just ripping them off, but like literally just cutting and pasting scenes into his movies and somehow gets away with it. But Cruel Jaws, known as Jaws 5, Cruel Jaws in some areas, but not actually a Jaws film, is essentially just like a Jaws ripoff, where you have...
What did you say it was known as?
Jaws... Well, it's known some places as Jaws 5, Cruel Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also known as some other stuff too, I think.
Yeah. But this guy pretty much wants to have a hunt for this giant tiger shark that is destroying a resort town, or not destroying it, but terrorizing it. Sound familiar? Yes, it is like Jaws. But this movie was pretty ridiculous. It was just funny. I've always wanted to check this out because I'd heard that it just takes scenes and stuff like that, and I was like watching it, waiting, thinking like, okay, where is it? I wonder if it's obvious or not. And yes, it is very obvious. Right down to it just looks like a different color, and like certain scenes are like filmed by a totally different person, because they were, especially when the shark starts like popping up and stuff, and there's like just one ridiculous scene where it's just so obviously a cut from something completely different, and then it cuts back to like a woman kind of screaming and people on a boat, and there's a lot of ridiculous moments like that. I don't remember a lot of this movie because it was the first one I watched a few weeks ago, but I remember...
you don't remember a lot of the plot because there's barely one.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, it's like it's like the basic just shark movie plot, or Jaws ripoff plot that you can get. And like I said, it's like you got like this kind of crooked guy who sends everyone on the hunt for the shark. And yeah, it's a movie, and like I said, I had fun with it. I don't think it's great, but I think it's definitely a fun film because it's like one of the ones that's trying to be a movie and not be ridiculous, but it comes off as ridiculous because you could tell different scenes just are like stolen, or they just don't match up at all.
Is there actually scenes from any of the Jaws movies in this?
It says there, like, I was watching this, like, looking for scenes, and I don't know if I'm stupid, but, like, hold on IMDb, I just looked up the IMDb, and I swear it said that there's scenes lifted from, I don't know if it meant they're lifted or ripped off.
It's I think lifted means, there's definitely scenes that are, like, copies, like, they reshot.
Yeah.
Like when that one dude talks about how like all these fish do is swim and eat or something like that and create little baby fish. Like there's like a really bad version of that,
Yeah.
And like a couple other things.
It says lifts footage from Jaws, Jaws 2, Deep Blood, and Jaws 3, and most notably The Last Shark. So.
Okay, so it must actually take actual footage from Jaws then.
Yeah, that's what I take that as, since it says lifts footage.
I'm not the best at like, oh, that's a scene from this movie. Like I'm not really that great at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like at picking it up, so I couldn't really tell exactly what scenes were taken from what movie. And I actually have never seen The Last Shark, but from what I understand, this movie is sort of a like huge, like it steals a lot of the scenes from The Last Shark.
Yeah, I'm not good at it either, like telling like, oh, that's from Jaws, that's from this movie, and spoiler, well, not spoiler, but The Last Shark is the final film that I watched for Shark Week, and this was the first one, and even watching The Last Shark, I still couldn't remember, like, what scenes were in Cruel Jaws, so it's like, even though I watched them, like, kind of close together, it's like I still couldn't tell. But I could definitely tell in this movie, like, how scenes don't add up together, and it just looks like, okay, we're gonna film our people, and then we're just gonna throw in some shark footage, and then we're gonna film the people again, then we're gonna, like, make the shark's mouth get close up, and then we're gonna show the person get eaten, and it's, like, completely, you could tell it's just not, they're not actually there, type of thing, so.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, yeah, there's actually one that I almost forgot to talk about, too. Yeah, this film was directed by Bruno Mattei, and he directed it under the title William Snyder. And these movies are always so weird to me because, okay, it's a rip-off movie. It's pretty much And this was late too, 1995. Like Jaws had been out for 20 years by that point, and you're still doing Jaws ripoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hadn't even realized this came out in
It doesn't
19...
look like it came out in the 90s. It looks like
No.
it came out in the late 80s.
I always thought it was like older than that. I was surprised when I was like, oh, it's the 90s. I know I've definitely heard people like say that before, but when watching it, I was like, oh yeah, like this is from the mid 90s at that. It's not even like the early 90s.
Yeah,
so.
like this is close to like 2000. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy when you put that in perspective. But it's funny because the back of the case, which typically talks about like what the movie's about, but like this is the entire back. He defied the laws of good taste and international copyright with Shocking Dark and Robo-War. He resets the bar for a batshit crazy Italio horror with Rats, Nights of Terror, and Hell of the Living Dead. And in 1995, legendary director Bruno Mattei, here as William Snyder, stunned the civilized world with the ultimate sharksploitation saga that liberally borrows characters, plot, and footage from Joe D'Amato's Deep Blood, Enzo Castorelli's The Last Shark, and that's just the tip of one very litigious film filmed in South Florida with a cast of now ashamed unknowns that include a Hulk Hogan lookalike, experienced the epitome of outrageous thievery cinema. Actually released in some countries as Jaws 5, now remastered and uncut in HD for the first time. That's literally the back of the case. There's no plot.
Yeah, I love that.
And this movie is, like, I had never seen this before. I assume you haven't either.
No.
This film was originally going to be released by Scream Factory back in like 2013 or 14, and they were like, when it got announced, everybody's like, "Wow, I can't believe you guys cleared the rights, the footage rights for Jaws by Universal and this, that, and the other." And like a day later, they're like, "So about that Crow Jaws release, yeah, we're not releasing that." I don't think they realized that it had footage from like those movies in it. Severin, I doubt they cleared anything. They were probably like, it's limited to 2,500. Fuck it. If somebody comes to us, they'll all be sold out, or we'll stop selling them. But yeah, I mean, it's because famously Universal sued Castorelli, I believe, for The Last Shark because of Jaws similarities. Not even footage, but like just plot.
Yeah.
And
that's funny.
I think they won, and I don't even think it was released here. It's either The Last Shark or one called like Great White. I think there was another film called Great White from like not 2021.
I'm pretty sure it has to be The Last Shark. I think I read that the other day.
Is it very similar?
Yeah, there's even a character that looks just like Quint in it. Actually, it almost feels like Jaws 2 in a way.
Oh wait, the Last Shark is Great White.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's actually the same movie, so that makes sense. But yeah, it was actually they won the lawsuit, I think, too. The film was too similar, so they pulled it from theaters. But like, I'm looking at the Cruel Jaws, right? This was made in 1995, well past the rip-off era of shark movies of, you know, Piranha and Alligator and all these crazy killer animal movies that were basically trying to copy Jaws and be the success of Jaws. Way past that. 95, I'm trying to think what was even coming out in 95, right? 1995 horror movies was like From Dusk Till Dawn and like Interview with the Vampire and Tales from the Hood. Like, what was the Halloween 6 Species?
I can't tell you like any movie that came out in the year actually 95. Like,
there was actually none. The first couple that I mentioned was 94 and 96. It was like,
I know, that's yeah.
But literally like 95 Halloween, Species, Village of the Damned, Ice Cream Man, like nothing. Leprechaun 3. I guess there was a Piranha remake for the television.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I don't understand why they produced this. And then when you really think about it, right? So this is one of those films where directed by an Italian director in Bruno Mattei, as William Snyder. So he was trying to use a pseudonym as an American pseudonym, right? And it has, I think, American casts.
Yeah.
Which is typical of Italian films. They would film it in English, film it with American actors, and then release it like in the United States in some territories. But like, where was this going to be released? Like, this didn't get a U.S. theatrical release, right? Like, so what, did it release in Japan? Did it release on video? Like, I don't even know what the point of this movie was, where it got released. And, like, why, if it was released in, like, other countries, like, if that's where it made its money, then why is it filled with American actors and, like, American, like, it's Americanized?
Yeah, well, I think this dude was literally trying to pretend this was Jaws 5, and so he was just, like, because when you think about it, Jaws 4 came out, like, later, like, a little bit earlier than this. So he was probably like, I'm just going to make Jaws 5 and pretend it's Jaws 5, and then people will see it and they'll like it.
Honestly, though, dude, now that I think about it, it's not much worse than Jaws 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean,
like, it's kind of on the same level.
Yeah.
And like this movie, the only big difference with this one is the plot is so meandering. Like, it's just like boring as hell. It's the acting is awkward. There's like some weird scenes in it. The Hulk Hogan dude is definitely the best part, and I feel like they waste him. Like, they don't even make him as cool as he should be. Because, dude, I literally, the moment I saw him, like, I don't know how familiar you are with Hulk Hogan because you're, like, younger. But, like, you know, Hulk Hogan was a huge deal when I was growing up. And I caught the tail end of the Hulk Hogan era, you know what I mean? Like, he was well past his prime, but he was still a big deal. And, like, this guy, you know, looks like, I'm like, wow, this is Hulk Hogan. Like, Hulk Hogan's in this? Maybe a little less muscular, but that guy is awesome and fun, and they should have done more with him. But, yeah, I mean, the movie I'd say it's a bad movie. I don't think it's, like, as funny as, like, Troll 2, for example, or, like,
no.
Because it is considered, like, one of those, like, so bad it's good, Troll 2, The Room type movies, but I don't think it's up there. I don't think it has enough funny stuff in it. I mean, there were, like, these criminals were, like, killing a dolphin by poison for some reason. I guess that's something weird. But, and, like, there's that weird scene where, like, the little girl is handicapped and, like, the people react all weird. That's a weird scene.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I think I would need to watch it again and maybe with someone else to, like, really enjoy the ridiculousness of it. I'm happy that Severin put this out, though, just because it's, like, a funny story. It's, like, it's kind of cool historical, like, thing. And did you see what they did? Did you see that there was 2 versions of the movie?
I don't remember that.
Well, when you pop in the Blu-ray, you bought this on Blu-ray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you pop in the Blu-ray, it says the home video version or the Snyder cut.
Okay.
And I thought that was hilarious. I don't know if it's an actual other cut or it's the same movie. And because Bruno Mattei directed this under William Snyder, you know, remember how, like, the past year, like, everybody was like, release the Snyder cut, like, of that Batman movie or Justice League or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
And then it was, like, a big deal when it got released, like, the Snyder cut. And you saw it everywhere, like, see the Snyder cut on HBO Max and all that. Well, yeah. This is definitely a joke put in there, like, the Snyder cut.
I didn't think about that.
It actually might have different footage, but I just thought that was hilarious. So I caught that little joke as well.
Yes.
But anyway, that is Cruel Jaws. I gave it, like, I don't know, like a fucking 2.5, 2 out of 5. Oh, well, out of 10, I would say it's like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm around 4, 4.5, something like that.
All right, back to me. I watched. Damn, I watched a decent amount of shark flicks. Open Water from 2003. Have you ever seen this?
Yes, I've talked about it a million times.
Million?
Yeah, I've told you about it, that the movie depresses me and stuff like that, yes.
Yeah, well, Open Water, 2003. I think it got its wide theatrical release in 2004 because that's when I seen it for the first time. I actually went to the drive-in back in 2004, Brownsville Drive-In. Yep, actually, August 6th, 2004. I remember it. That's when it was released. I don't know if I went on the 6th, but I went around there. And it played with Anaconda 2, Hunt for the Blood Orchid. And me and my cousin went, and I remember, you know what song was popular? I bet it was. I bet I'm remembering this right. Do you remember that song that's like, yo, shit is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S? Gwen Stefani?
Yes.
Look up and find out what year that came out. I remember that was playing on the radio, and I remember that's how I learned how to spell bananas. I didn't know how before then. I was always a notoriously bad speller. So.
You're stupid.
What?
Nothing. Just like like funny banana. Just sound it out.
Yeah, but I think that song was like really popular then. I want to say that Avril Lavigne was like doing a lot of stuff because, see, when you went to the drive-in when I was a kid, I don't know if this is still the case, but you would get there hella early. You'd play frisbee or throw football in the field, and
yeah,
sit in the back of the truck and stuff like that, and music. People would bring boom boxes and play music and stuff like that, and it was a really fun time and cool, So
yeah.
Is that when that song came out?
Yeah, it said 2004. It was on her 2004 album.
Yeah, see? I have a good memory of that night. Anyway, watched Open Water. Boring as fuck. Couldn't get into it. Then I watched Anaconda and loved it. I liked the first Anaconda, so it made sense. But then I waited till it came out on home video, and for some reason we bought it. I don't know. My pappy used to buy new movies every Tuesday or something at Walmart for like years. I don't know, a lot of them are gone, but he barely bought the horror ones unless it was like Wrong Turn or something. But he would buy a lot of like action and stuff like that, which I would watch some of them, some I wouldn't. But the Open Water one, he bought that, and I rewatched it, and I was like, man, that was actually pretty like terrifying. But this movie is actually based on like a true story. It follows a husband and wife who are out scuba diving on vacation, and there's like a miscount or something like goes wrong, and basically they are miscounted and left while they're down under. They're a little late coming up, and the boat leaves without them, and it's basically them stuck out in the sea, right? And they are being harassed by sharks, and also dealing with like jellyfish and just all kind of survival stuff. Lack of water and things like that is scary, and they're just like trying to survive and hoping that a boat comes, and it's super sad and depressing. Based on a true story. Now, there is a loosely based on a true story, that is. There is like a conspiracy with them. I remember years ago, but I don't remember like looking into it. I think that there's like a conspiracy that these people fake their own deaths.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's actually true or not, but this movie, if there's one knock on this, actually it was really cool. I went to Walmart and I picked up a 3-pack that had Open Water 1, 2, and 3, and it was only $5 on Blu-ray too. So it was like perfect timing. But yeah, it's a good. I think it's a good movie. But if there's one thing that I could say negative about it, is it looks like ass, dude. Like, I don't know what they shot this with, but it's horrible. And even on Blu-ray, I figured like, oh, maybe it'll look a little better on Blu-ray. Not really. It still looks pretty awful. Do you remember it looking bad?
I don't know. I only watched it once several years ago. I don't think I have it on DVD for one, and I didn't pay attention. I don't know. I don't notice quality that well unless it's like super,
You would
super.
now. You didn't notice back then.
I suppose.
You definitely would notice now. I mean, it looks horrible, dude. I'm pretty certain that they filmed it with some sort of like mini something, like some sort of like weak camera or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm almost certain that they used some sort of I don't know, something.
Yes.
Yeah, technical specs. Let's see if it has a camera. Sony DCR VX2000 is what they shot it with. Which, yeah, it looks like a little handy cam.
Oh,
it almost looks like found footage, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that.
But it's like a digital video format that I think it's like a. I mean, dude, like I'm looking like these cameras only cost $1,000 right now. I mean, they might have cost more back then, but
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I've always liked it. It's depressing. I gave it a 4 out of 5 or a 8 out of 10.
It just really depressed me because I thought like it's based on a true story, and I don't believe conspiracies, and I think those people died.
Maybe.
No, they definitely are dead, and it's a horrible story.
I remember there was like a documentary that came out. I think that there's like footage. It looked like there was footage of them in Mexico or something like a year later. I don't know.
I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
I think I could be mistaken the stories, but I don't know how even close it's based on them.
It's completely based on them.
It says the film is loosely based on the true story of Tom and Elaine
There's nothing even to the story. Like, they went out on a boat, they got fucking left behind. That's the end of this. Like, that's all there is, and that's the true story. And then no one noticed, and then they didn't find them.
All right.
So it's not like loose. Like, this isn't like the Amityville Horror or something. It's like it's just actually something that could happen. I mean, obviously the sharks, like you don't know what happened to them out in the water, but yes. All right. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. All right. So the next movie I watched was Deep Blue Sea 2 from 2018, and I bought this at the last family video we had around here that was sadly going out of business. I remember they didn't really have much. It was like slim pickings, but I just got this in preps for Shark Week, and I think I watched Deep Blue Sea last year, and that one's from like 1999, and then all of a sudden you got this sequel, and then I think part 3 came out like 2 years later as well, which is kind of weird. And I think they might be from the same director, if I'm not mistaken, like all 3 movies. But Deep Blue Sea 2 is, basically one of those science-y moves where, whatchamacallit?
Wait, this is Deep Blue Sea?
Part 2.
Aww.
I talked about Deep Blue Sea last year.
I don't remember what all you talked about.
Okay, well, dude, I'm just saying. I just said that I did, buddy. Take your finger out of your butthole and listen to me.
Shut up.
Alright, so Deep Blue Sea 2 is essentially about a bunch of science-y people, and they have these, genetic, shark creature things, and, they're trying to do some mission thing with them, and then, of course, the sharks go crazy and start fighting back on them. And much like Deep Blue Sea, this is a science-y move. And as we know, I don't really like science moves. I don't like these, it's one of those sort of shark films where it's like a bunch of just, I guess, biologists, if you want to call it, or what do you call that? Like the aqua, I don't freaking know. Biologists will say,
Marine biologists?
Marine biologists, yes, thanks. You know, they're trying to do research with these sharks, and of course, you know, there's an issue with the sharks, and they start kind of killing them, and then they're like inside a building and stuff like that. So stuff goes wrong, and I feel like the first one's kind of like, I don't remember the first one a whole lot, but I feel like it's kind of like that too.
Yeah, but the first one's great.
This one was okay. I mean, it did have some fun moments too.
I thought it was okay too, but everybody said that it was like horrible when I said I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just okay. It's obviously not mind blowing or anything, and you know, I feel like it's similar to the first one, just probably like the more watered down version. But I still thought it was all right. You know, I thought, like I said, I thought it was fun at times, and I was okay with it. But like I said, I'm not huge on the whole biology, researching shark sort of angle in movies. I just find it boring. I'd rather it be the Jaws method, where people go out to hunt a shark, or a shark is like just in the ocean and it's terrorizing a resort or something like that. So this definitely isn't my favorite of the sub categories of shark movies, but I still thought it was okay. I gave it like a 6 or 6.5, I think. So.
Alright. I think I might have gave it like a little less than that, but yeah, I thought it was alright. Open Water 2, Adrift from the year 2006. Now, this is not a shark film, but I plan on watching Open Water 3, which is a shark film, and I just felt like, well, I got it on Blu-ray, I might as well watch Open Water 2. So just, you know, very briefly, I'll talk about Open Water 2. Open Water 2, I actually caught on TV. It was like on the IFC channel, like probably 2007-8-ish, and I watched it and I was like, wow, that was great. I loved it. And so going into it this time, I was like, okay, will it hold up? Will it not be good? Basically, it's a super simple story. I've always loved contained horror films, or like contained survival, or just contained films in general, where it's like a small group of characters in an isolated location trying to survive or figure out something. I've always liked movies like that. And this one is that. There's a group of people who are out on a yacht, and they jump in to go swimming. That one of them has a baby that's like down in like a bassinet or something, you know. And they all jump into the ocean. They're out in the middle of nowhere. And they can't climb back up on the boat because they didn't put the ladder down. Now, I don't know if that's possible. Like, I don't know if there's, like, an emergency, like, built-in ladder on every boat, or, like, if that's something that could actually happen. But I imagine there's probably certain boats where, like, if you don't have a ladder, like, you ain't gonna be able to climb back up it, you know?
Yes, I do not own a yacht because I am not rich, but, yeah, I'd imagine, especially, like, in earlier models of boat.
Yeah, so basically the whole movie is them just trying to get back on the boat, trying different things, fighting with each other, you know, getting mad, stuff like that. This movie gets torn apart in reviews. Like, I was reading reviews of it, and it's like, people can't stand this movie, and it makes me sad because it's like, yeah, I do agree that, like, there are some convenience things in the movie, where it's like, oh, well, you know, very convenient that this guy, you know, threw this chicken, and, like, yeah, there's certain things, or like, oh, they have a knife, and, like, there really was no reason for them to take the knife into the water. Really, there wasn't, and I do agree with that. They could have probably worked around that and did a little bit better. So there's a little convenience things like that. But seriously, I've seen so much worse. Like, it's like when people pick apart Frozen, you know, where you're like, man, honestly, I've seen way worse, like, bullshit stuff in movies than what happens in Frozen. And I feel like that's the case with Open Water too. I don't feel like there's that much bullshit. Like, taking the knife into the water kind of was a convenient thing. But is that to say that nobody would ever jump in the water with a knife? No, I mean, I'm sure there probably are people that would, you know?
Yes.
Maybe they're going to cut off some coral with or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, that's a little bit of a convenience. But I feel like for the most part, the movie actually does, like, everything that these characters are trying to do. I was like, why don't they try this? And then they try it, and it doesn't work. I'm like, why don't they try this? And then they try it, and it doesn't work. So, yeah, I think that also, like, people hate the characters and they're very unlikable. And I could see a lot of them being kind of unlikable. But I think this movie is actually really intense, and it gives me super bad anxiety, especially because the fact that there's a baby on the boat and it starts crying, and obviously they can't reach the baby, and they're going to die eventually if they can't get to where they need to get back on the boat. And some of them are actually starting to have trouble treading water, which I think I would start to panic and have trouble treading water and drown.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of this movie. I think it would depress me a lot, too.
Yeah. It actually there's certain aspects of it that reminded me of Old, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, which we watched tonight. Just like that feeling of helplessness, you know what I mean?
Yes, I don't like that.
So, yeah, I think it's a good movie, though. I gave it a 8 out of 10 as well.
Cool. What did I watch after that? I watched a movie called Shark Zone from 2003, and...
That was one of the first DVDs that I bought when I started collecting movies. I bought a lot of movies, which is what I used to do on eBay a lot. This is probably back in, like, 2010. And... like, it was like a really bad lot. It came with, like, the Grudge remake, the Fog remake, Shark Zone, and, like, I don't know, there's like 15 movies there. I think I paid like $20 for it or something, but they were like garbage. And that was one of them. And I never revisited it. I still have it on DVD, but I always remembered it sucked. And I'm not sure if I'd still feel that way or not, but
yeah, this was the last movie on that stupid Megashark pack that I bought like 20 years ago, and by that I mean like 2 years ago, and there's only like 8 movies on that pack, but I was like, oh my god, I still didn't finish all these. It's the one that has like the Shark Attack films. And,
yeah, that's a great set, because those Shark Attack movies were out of print and really hard to find. I have that set as well. I actually plan on delving into that set this year and watching the ones that I hadn't. Well, I think all of them I might not have watched, but I didn't get around to it. So.
Well, you could have watched Shark Zone, but yeah, Shark Zone. This is basically, it was about this guy. It shows at the beginning he's kind of searching for this treasure or gold or whatever on this old ship. And, of course, they get attacked by great white sharks, and some people die, but this main dude, he gets away, and then it flash forwards several years into the future, and, you know, he has a family and everything, but obviously is afraid of sharks. And then you got this other guy who's, like, trying to convince him to go back and find the treasure, but the dude keeps refusing and refusing and refusing, because obviously he's afraid to go back. You know, that's where people died, and he's afraid of sharks. So the dude gets mad and, like, kind of devises, like, an evil plot against him at the end. Honestly, you know, it's not a great movie. It's definitely kind of almost like cheesy, like I said at the end, it's like this big kidnapping plan with like the son, and it's all about gold and stuff like that. It almost seems like a kids type of thing, but it was okay. Like compared to some of the other films I feel on that pack, it was actually not too bad. Some of the acting was rather awful. I think I remember the wife was pretty not that great, and I don't think the kid was either. The main guy was okay. you know, shark action. Not a lot of great shark action or anything like that in this one. I feel like it's almost more about the whole heist or whatever mission to try to get this gold, this supposed gold that's on this sunken ship, and that's kind of like the main focus of the film rather than like, oh, sharks. But it was just okay. I think I probably gave this one like a 5 or 4.5. Probably
the only thing I remember from that movie is that the sharks growl.
Yeah. It's like I said though, it's better than a few of the other like low budget films that were on that pack, and I was surprised this was from like 2003. I was like expecting it to be from, you know, the later 2000s or something like that. But yes, as I said, it was just okay. It was pretty average. Right.
Okay. Next up for me is, let's see, Open Water 3, aka Cage Dive. Open Water 3 Cage Dive, aka just Cage Dive. I think this was not originally an open water film. It was just called Cage Dive, and they turned it into an open water film. It's from 2017. I'll be kind of brief with this one. This one is a found footage film, and it follows a group of people who go out to do some cage diving, and a giant wave like capsizes their boat, and then it's basically 2 brothers and a girl floating in the water, and they start getting harassed by a shark, and they're trying to essentially survive and hopefully one day get rescued. Man, this one was a rough watch for me because I liked aspects about it. Like, there's a scene in this movie that happens where I'm like, holy F, that was messed up. And I couldn't even enjoy that aspect of it being like super messed up because I can't stand how they got there. Like, the characters are so stupid and unlikable, especially the girl. And like what she does to cause this catastrophic moment is just so beyond stupid that I couldn't even enjoy the darkness of the moment because I was like, well, that was fucking stupid, dumb bitch. I'm sorry. The found footage thing, it doesn't really work. It's too hopping around. The water's too in the way. Like, it's just too much. It's really hard to see what's going on at times. I just didn't really think this one was that good. It's not like horrible or anything either. Like, it's definitely watchable, but like you might get really mad at the characters. I gave it a 2 out of 5, aka 4 out of 10. So that's Cage Dive.
What is up with your out of 5 ratings lately, buddy?
I'm looking at the freaking Letterboxd.
Oh, I see.
I didn't log a bunch of these.
I thought you were turning over a new leaf. Alright. So after that, this is where I started to get a little ridiculous, and I watched Shark Encounters of the Third Kind from 2020. Yes. And to be honest, I watched this because it was short. It was an hour and 10 minutes, and it was on Tubi. And this is where I started breaking into old Tubi to find my movies. So, you know, that's kind of bad. There's a lot of shark movies on there, but they're mainly like the, you know, awful, cheesy ones. There was a few good ones, but still, that's like, I think that's where I watched The Reef last year and everything. But anyway, Shark Encounters of the Third Kind. This was essentially about some aliens that crash land onto planet Earth, and they use sharks to attempt to invade the Earth. And of course, the people have to try to fight back, and it's a big old thing. Yes, this film was very low budget, and it was quite awful, I'm not going to lie. It was kind of funny, like, if you look up pictures of the aliens, it's just, like, funny. Like, the costume, it's like a, you know, like, they're actually people just wearing these alien costumes. It almost reminds me of, like, Scary Movie 3 or something with those aliens. And the sharks, it's like that bad shark effect where I don't even know it's like a digital shark, I guess you could say, where it looks like they just did it up on the computer, and every time you see a shark, it's like that digital effect where it looks like it was made on freaking paint or something like that. And
CGI?
it's not CGI, like if you made a, what do you call it, like an intro avatar or something for your YouTube channel, that type of thing. I can't describe it. It's not CGI, it's like just garbage.
Okay.
I can't think of the word for it, but if you saw graphics maybe or something like that, it's not actually, the shark's not actually there. It just shows an image of a shark, and it's awful. That's all I'm saying. And just a lot of bad scenes like that, and a lot of bad scenes with the spaceships and stuff. Characters, the dialogue was pretty weak. Acting was awful and low budget. I know this is obviously just a low budget film, and since I am, an established actress now, I understand the struggle and everything like that. But it wasn't that good. But I see, I feel like they probably had fun making this, so I can give them that. But it was released by Wild Eye, so that tells you something there too. But yeah, I probably gave that a 2 out of 10 or something like 2. Maybe a generous 3, just for ridiculous entertainment value.
All right. All right, next up for me is Finn, 2021. Finn is a documentary that was actually, I did manage to actually watch a few things from Shark Week, on Discovery Channel this week. Because I think they do 3 specials a night for the whole week. They really do a lot of shark stuff. This year, Finn was the one that I was hearing about a lot because it's a documentary hosted and directed by Eli Roth. And what this documentary is it follows Eli Roth as he researches and tries to figure out the reason for shark finning. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, so there's people who will go out there and catch sharks and cut their fins off, and pretty much that's it. It was really bad for a while where they would capture a shark, cut its top fin off and its 2 side fins, and then just drop it into the water like a struggling torpedo because they can't swim anymore, so it would just fall to the bottom of the ocean and suffer and die. Very, very, very sad and horrible things. Very disturbing. And it didn't seem like they do that as much anymore. They'll actually just take the shark, cut the fin off, and then sell the rest of the shark for meat, and then sell the fin for more. Because there's a delicacy called shark fin soup served at a lot of weddings and stuff.
I don't want.
And basically what it is it's just a soup made out of the shark fin, but it really isn't any good. And it's really just it's literally, what they break it down to is it's literally just a flex. It's I could eat this because I'm rich, and that's all it is. But it's a huge industry, and they're really expensive, and people pay a lot of money for the shark fins, but they're disgusting. They talk to this activist, and he shows pictures of when he figured out that there was a shark finning thing in this city, where he makes it up to a roof, and it's literally just hundreds and hundreds of shark fins laying in the hot sun, drying out, disgusting, with flies everywhere. You know what I mean? That's how they prepare them. They dry them out in the sun, and it just rots the cartilage and meat, whatever. I don't know. But they're just it seems like they're completely disgusting and unsanitary, and people don't even know how they're processed. They just buy these soups and have these soups made, but it's actually pretty disgusting process, and not even something appealing. And it's this super big industry, and it's basically him trying to figure out why this is happening, and how to stop it, and what we could do and stuff. It's really interesting. And I had already known about this because, like, one time I was working late, like working overnight back when I worked in Bell Vernon, and there was a special on shark finning on like 60 Minutes or something like that, and it was like very horrific and disturbing to watch. And so I'd already known about it for a couple of years, but it's like a bit, it's the problem is it's like destroying the ecosystem of the ocean, and it's like hurting the shark populations, which are, I guess, extremely good for the ocean. Like, sharks keep, certain types of predators in certain sections and different stuff like that. They're sort of like, and they're like sort of like garbage men of the sea and different things, I guess. So it's very bad if the sharks go away. Apparently, it's like could be very, very bad for the environment.
Yeah.
I gave it a 8 out of 10. Very good. And Eli Roth is great in it, and he actually like legitimately seems like he's concerned and cares about this. And I thought there was this really interesting part where, because they talk a lot about it, like they introduce him and he talks about his horror movies and his love for Jaws and stuff like that. So that was cool. But there's this part where he interviews a food critic in like Japan or China or something. I think it was China. And he talks to him, and it was the freaking director of Ricky-O. Did you end up watching Ricky-O or no?
I think I did, like at the end.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, Eli Roth just wanted to get Ricky-O in this somehow, like the director of Ricky-O, like yeah, he's like directed Ricky-O and became a food critic, but it's like funny that but they actually even say like, oh, you directed Ricky-O, I'm like a huge fan. Like, and I'm just like, go figure. Like, he still manages to like pump like stuff like that into it.
Yeah.
I was like, I never thought I would see footage of Ricky-O on a Discovery Channel shark documentary. Like, this is a bizarre world. But yeah, pretty good. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Definitely one of the more interesting things that I watched.
Cool. Very cool. What did I watch? This was probably the highlight of everything. I watched Ouija Shark from 2020. Again on Tubi. Again, a short movie. It was only an hour and 10 minutes. Again, very do-it-yourself, low-budget type of film. But I was quite pleased with the effect of the shark, because essentially it's about these girls who, one finds a Ouija board on the beach, and she is spending the weekend with some of her friends. So they, one night or morning rather, they do it like in the middle of the day, they decide to use the Ouija board, and they stir up this ghost shark. Now, the ghost shark is hilarious looking, and it's like it shows close-ups of it like moving, and it's like making sort of like growling noises too. It's like, and it's like coming at people real fast, and then it's just it's very funny. There's a part where it's hovering over the pool that's hilarious, and then it'll just like kind of show up in front of people's faces out of nowhere, and then when it goes to kill people, it looks awful, but it's also funny. It just kind of opens its mouth, and then the person just kind of like disappears within it, and it's supposed to look like they got eaten, but it looks pretty bad. The movie kind of gets, I like how it gets to the point, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a short movie, and it gets to like the shark stuff pretty quick, and there is a lot of the shark stuff, so it's not just like you get one scene at the very end with a shark doing something. It's one of those ones where they clearly found out how to do this ghost effect, and they utilized it, and it was effective. Now, the acting is just like the mediocre sort of low-budget acting. You could tell like a group of friends probably made this movie, but it doesn't matter because the shark was funny enough, and it was probably the biggest surprise because I kind of went into it not expecting anything, especially after the incident with Shark Encounters of the Third Kind, but I got thorough entertainment out of it, and I actually like went a few times out loud, which I usually don't do with these so bad it's good movies. Horror comedy is one thing, but the so bad it's good films, I really don't laugh out loud too much at stuff like this. But Yeah, so, I mean, it's not great. It's probably, like, below average when you think about it, but for enjoyment factor, I give it, like, a 7 out of 10 because I was very entertained.
All right. Moving on here, we have sort of one of the goofy ones, Two-Headed Shark Attack from 2012. And let me just say, this is one of the better of these goofy shark movies I've ever seen. It's actually, like, enjoyable. And that really kind of shocked me. I didn't expect that. Basically, it's a semester at sea type thing going on. The ship is attacked by a two-headed shark, and the survivors go to this, like, deserted like island thing, and they're just waiting there trying to figure out what's going on, and, like, the boat is trying to, like, hook itself back up, and it's basically just chaos from the two-headed shark attack. I remember when this movie was being made because there used to be. Do you remember the show Face Off on Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good show, by the way. Like, that was a great show. And they had, like, during that time on Sci-Fi, they were trying to do all these different shows with, like behind the scenes movie stuff. And there was another special effects show called, like, something. I don't remember the name of it, but it followed a special effects artist who was hired to do stuff for movies, and it was basically would follow him and his family or workers, like, make special effects for movies and, like, the business side of it. And they actually, he did Two-Head Shark Attack, and they call him up and they're like, we need a two-headed shark. And he's like, what the hell, how am I gonna make this? And it's like all like, this is crazy, I never made anything like this. So he makes this big foam two-headed shark thing, which it's mostly CGI, but there are technically some practicals in here, so it did make it into the movie. And the movie stars Brooke Hogan, Carmen Electra, a bunch of other people that I don't know, but Brooke Hogan is Hulk Hogan's daughter, because she started doing these acting roles around this time for some reason. And then Carmen Electra, like, I don't know, she was, like, real famous back when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But Brooke Hogan did two of these shark movies for the Sci-Fi Channel. Sand Sharks from 2011 and Two-Headed Shark Attack from 2012. And that's kind of like all she did, so I don't really know, like, why she stopped, but I thought she was fun in these. And Carmen Electra, she's kind of fun in it too. But yeah, I don't know, it's just like, I felt like this one, the pacing was good, there was, like, decent action, the sharks weren't, like, so bad looking. I thought it was pretty good. I gave it a 5 out of 10 still, but I did enjoy this one.
Nice. I did want to check that out, but I did not get the chance. Where am I? Yes, I know. Okay, so after that, I watched a movie called Bad CGI Sharks from 2019. Yeah, this...
I can't, like, there's certain ones that I can't bring myself to watch. That's one of them.
Well, I was hyped up on it by Madeline Deering. I told her that I brought up Ouija Shark because, for anyone who doesn't know, she's a big fan of shark movies, especially the bad kind. So I was like, they've probably seen it, so I gotta, like, message them about it. And then we started talking about shark movies, and they had brought this one up several times, and I was like, okay, I guess I shall check it out. It's essentially, I mean, you could kind of tell by the title, but it's like a meta sort of film on the bad shark movie subgenre, and it's about these two brothers who come together, and they're going to try to, like, make a script and everything. They kind of have, like, a strained relationship from their past, and one thing leads to another, and basically this shark, like, horribly digitally, rendered shark, comes to life and starts chasing them around, like, town and pretty much everywhere. And that's kind of like the whole movie. They're trying to run from this, like, really bad CG shark, and it's just like kind of like, you know, swimming through town and stuff like that. Then there's like this girl who is also involved, and she's like in this lab with the shark, and then you see the shark sort of die and stuff, and it like starts losing its like CG look, and it's like just, I don't even know what you call it, like the squares of almost green screen looking stuff starts popping up and things like that. It's pretty ridiculous. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't all that into it. I was kind of like rolling my eyes a little bit and thinking like this probably isn't gonna be for me. But once like the shark starts kind of chasing them around town and it's like inside their house and stuff like that, it is rather entertaining. A lot of it takes place at nighttime too, and it's you know, just kind of, it's a fun movie. You know, it definitely was a fun time. I could see why people would enjoy this, especially if you're a fan of, you know, the subgenre of shark films. It's pretty much equivalent to when people make a throwback slasher movie in modern time, or if they make something like, you know, You Might Be the Killer, or anything meta, really, but for slashers. That's what this is for shark movie fans. So I feel like if I liked shark movies a ton, I'd probably enjoy this a little bit more, but for what it was alright, and it was definitely funny at times, just like with the look of the shark and what they were trying to do with that, and how it's like supposed to be, this horrible shark is coming back to bite these guys in the butt for making movies like this. So yeah, that one wasn't too bad. I don't know if you would like it though, J Piglet.
Alrighty. Moving on here, then I watched Jackass Shark Week from 2021. This was a little, like, half-hour special on the Discovery Channel, the second actual Shark Week program I watched, Shark Week special. And this was pretty cool because it's like Jackass has a new movie coming out, Jackass Forever, which I'm, like, honestly, like, super excited to see. I didn't even see what the release date was on that. Did it say on the trailer?
I don't.
Did
recall.
you watch the trailer?
I watched like the no. I mean, I watched like the first half, and then I was like, wait, I don't watch Jackass moves. Why do you do?
It comes out in October. Oh, I'm tired of you not doing things that I tell you.
I hate when people
know
send
your
me
role.
videos.
Know your role.
I hate when
You send me dumb videos all the time. At least I'm sending you good shit.
I sent you great fire shit last night.
Fire shit. Get out of here.
Dude, you didn't even watch it. You probably didn't even watch that bit I sent.
Think about the best video I ever sent you, which was the one where that guy was talking about working at IKEA.
I sent you that!
No.
And then you sent it. You had the balls to send it to the group message and be like, look, this funny video I found.
You don't. I did find it.
No, I gave it to you.
I found it in my inbox.
Yeah, by me.
I found it.
Alright, well, like, listen, that cat video I fancied last night that you sent me, but it's because it was like 20 seconds long. I don't feel like watching. I dread when I see, like, a YouTube link come up in my messenger from someone. Unless it's, like, dude, actually
Listen, I used to be like that too, right? But, like,
You're
like,
still like that. You just bitched about
me and my friend Martin has had a talk about this. Like, we used to hate when, like, we wouldn't see each other, and I would be like, oh, you gotta check out this song. And I would show it to him, and he would hate it. But then he would do it to me, and I would hate it. And we both just hated it, but we kept doing it. But I was like, dude, the reason you hate it is because you're going in with a negative attitude. If you really look at it like, oh, I like the same stuff as he does, and he likes the same stuff as I do, like, this is probably going to be something cool, and go in without this, like, negative attitude, it'd probably be better. So that's what you need to do, is stop being a B.
Well, dude, that's not even a good example, because you know I never grew up with Jackass, so even if I watched
do you not like funny things?
Like,
Let me just ask you, do you like to laugh?
I like to laugh, but I don't like...
Do you like to laugh?
I don't like poop in the face humor.
Do you like to laugh when seeing a funny movie? If you were going to see a funny movie, would you prefer to laugh during it?
Of course, but like, listen.
Okay.
Listen.
So then that's what I'm saying. You don't need to grow up with laughter to have laughter.
Listen though, dude, like, I just hate, like, and then listen, I don't like YouTube videos you do this, Kaylee does it, other people do it. They'll show me a video. They're like, look at these YouTubers like doing just like pranks around town or something. I'm like, I don't think it's funny. Like, I just don't find them funny. I'm not connected to that. I'm not connected to the Jackass people, like Bam or Gordada or whatever you guys. You're all like, oh, how sad.
Bam's going through some stuff, dude. It's sad.
Okay, but I don't.
He's not even in this movie.
Shut up! Let me talk. Christ. Okay, I'm saying I don't know him. I don't have any connection to any of those characters. Like, okay, dude.
Okay. So what you're saying is that we need to watch the 4 CKY movies and the first 3 Jackass movies before this one comes out. I hear you loud and clear.
Like, we don't have time for that.
Well, you just made it. You made it a thing.
We barely did Shark Week.
You just made it. It comes out in October 22nd to be exact.
Okay, you'll say we have plenty of time, then it'll be October 21st, and you'll be like, we gotta watch all these movies.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I've showed you clips, and you've laughed. So you're a liar when you say you don't like Jackass.
Well, clips. Yeah, like...
It's all clips. That's what Jackass is. It's just clips.
No, I'm saying certain ones I laughed at. Other ones I'm just like...
You laughed at every Shut up.
Buddy, sometimes you pretend to laugh at stuff because you don't want you see your friend staring at you out of the corner of their eye to make sure you're laughing, and you don't want to hurt their feelings, so I like force that little smile. I'm like,
yeah, shut up. You've learned to laugh more with me. Don't even deny it.
Dude, you're a miserable prick all the time. What do you mean?
I know, but when I'm not, I'm really funny.
I just said, no, you're not. Like, we
yes,
crack
I am.
Listen, I think we crack each other up, but I don't think anyone thinks we're funny. You're funny. I mean, sorry.
No, everybody thinks I'm funny. I'm known as funny.
You're known as that guy who, like, you start cracking yourself up, and then everyone laughs at you because you're, like, laughing.
No, get out of here. Anyway, let's move on. So, Jackass Takeover Shark, what is it called? It's Jackass Shark Week.
Yeah.
It's basically a couple of the Jackass guys, Steve-O, Chris Pontius, and then 2 new people. One, I forget their name, and the other one's name is Poopies. And they basically try these different experiments with sharks. It's basically them swimming with sharks. But it would have been just like, oh, this was kind of cool. Nothing really too special here. They didn't do anything crazy. But Poopies decides to jump the shark at the end of the special. Like, he's going to try to jump the shark. He's on a jet ski, like, wakeboard, and he hits a jump, and he jumps over a huge circle of sharks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever, like, do you know where the term jump the shark came from?
I think I used to, but I don't.
Have you ever seen Happy Days?
I remember the story briefly, but no, I didn't really watch Happy Days.
Okay, I didn't watch it for the longest time, and then it was on Netflix, like when Netflix first came out. My cousin was like, "Have you ever watched Happy Days?" And I'm like, "Nah, not really. It's like kind of old and stuff." He's like, "No, it's actually really fun." So we watched like the first 2 seasons, and but I was familiar with Fonzie and stuff like that. And anyway, the term "jump the shark" comes from when a TV show or a movie series is desperate to sort of like reinvigorate the series, so they try something completely outside of what the show is. And in Happy Days, it's Fonzie literally jumps his motorcycle over like a shark tank. So it's like literally jumping the shark. And you see it like, it's like when that 70s show gets rid of Topher Grace and brings in some other dude. It's like, okay, that's a jump the shark moment. It's when, you know, Roseanne wins the lottery. That's a jump the shark moment. It's when, you know, Freddy, part 4 of Freddy, you know, he's like MTV Freddy. That's when it jumps the shark or whatever. So he goes to jump the shark, and he jumps and lands in the water, and the fucking shark bites him. Oh. So I told you earlier that Shark Week has been around since 1989 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
88. Was it 88?
Oh, I think it was 88, yeah.
Well, did you know that nobody had ever been bit in the entire run of Shark Week?
No.
In like the 30-plus year run of Shark Week, nobody's ever been bit. And then these guys get a 20-minute special and get bit.
Because they're jackasses, buddy.
Right. But, like, they didn't really show the injury very much, like, on the special. So I was like, maybe it just, like, kind of nipped him, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I watched the video of him, like, after, like, on YouTube. And, like, dude, he had to have, like, 2 major surgeries that, like, completely, like, torn all his ligaments and stuff like that. And tendons. And, like, it was, like, a major deal.
Yeah.
And his hand was completely jacked, too. It bit his hand off almost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. It was scary.
Yes.
Like, it could have... If that was his, like, face or his head, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. And it was so fast, too. Like, that shark just did so much damage in, like, 0.2 seconds.
Yes.
And luckily, he let go. Like, the shark let go of his hand. He was like, ooh, poopy. That was a joke, Vegas, because the guy's name's Poopies.
Yeah, I heard you say it 20 times, and I cringe every time. Why is his name Poopy? I hate stupid nicknames, too. Like, I just hate that. Like, here's my best friend Titty, here's my friend Poopy, here's my friend Shit Stain on the fucking yard. Like, what the...
What are you talking about? I never had anything. I had the butt. Come on.
I'm talking about, like, I know other people who...
my dumb friend names.
Yeah, your friend names are... Your family names are stupid, too. You have, like, freaking Bubba Sawyer and stuff like that.
No, Bubba. And
Wait, there is a Bubba?
Yeah, Shannon's dad.
Oh my god, you never told me. That was a joke. That was the name of...
No, like, seriously, like, his nickname was Bubba.
Alright, buddy. I'm just saying that
and
solidifies my point.
My sister's dad has a nephew named Bubba too.
No, he doesn't have a nephew named Bubba. He has a nephew named a real name, and they call him Bubba.
It's like Buddy.
It's stupid. I haven't
I don't know. I think what the hell is? I can't remember, dude. I don't remember people. My sister's nickname is Wink.
Yes, I know.
How do you feel about that one?
Well, we've discussed why that one. I thought it was stupid, but then we questioned why it was her nickname once, and it was because of the Teletubbies or whatever.
Was it?
Yeah, she said it was because of Winky or whatever on the Teletubbies.
Oh.
I mean, that still doesn't.
I didn't even know that.
That still
How
doesn't.
did you find that out?
She literally told both of us over a phone call on, like, speaker probably, like, 3 months ago. Like, what? Like, do you know? And, like, listen to people.
Alright, so I like Jackass Shark Week. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Cool. Okay. This is the final film that I watched for Shark Week. And actually, it's appropriately titled. I did not think about it. The Last Shark. Because it's the last shark movie for Shark Week. 1981. And this one is about a shark. And as I said, it's definitely very... This one is almost more definitely more Jaws ripoff than even Cruel Jaws. You know, it's about a shark that starts terrorizing a coastal town, and that's kind of the thing. It's got Vic Morrow in it, which I keep thinking, like, hey, Vic Morrow, in a year from now, John Landis is gonna selfishly blow your head off. Be prepared for that. But, you know, you got, like, a family in this, you got, like, people trying to hunt the shark and everything, and it's got, like, it has a look to it that's very similar to Jaws as well. There's a pretty dope kill halfway through it with a guy getting his, like, legs bitten off from a helicopter that I thought was cool. And like I said, Vic Morrow's character is kind of similar to Quint, in my opinion. Just more so his, like, look and his serious personality. He's, like, wearing a hat. He has, like, the same sort of mustache and haircut. And, like I said, he's just a very serious sort of character in the film. So I thought that was kind of funny. But it's like the same thing where they keep letting people go on the beaches and stuff, and then of course the shark ends up attacking, and like I said, it reminds me a little bit more of Jaws 2 with some of the stuff, because you got people, it's more like, there's more like teenagers and stuff out on the water, like using, what do you call it, like jet skis and things like that. Maybe not jet skis, but, you know, water supplies. Windsurfing. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It's like windsurfers, they end up getting attacked by sharks, and that just gave me like Jaws 2 vibes with them all being stuck out there on boats and such. And the ending of the movie is like very sort of, is this the ending? I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's like, it's pretty much the same as Jaws as well, so, you know, not to give it away, but, and it's kind of anticlimactic in a way that it's done, but overall, I mean, I had fun with the movie, even though it's a complete ripoff. I feel like some of the lines and dialogue in this were even very similar, so I could see why people sued them, because it's, you know, just completely ripping off a plot altogether, and like I said, the look of it and the characters are way too similar. But I had fun with it. It was a fun time, in my opinion. There wasn't as much shark action as I would like, but you get some towards the end, more so. But it was okay. I would recommend. I would be curious to have you check it out sometime. Jaws pick.
All right. So I still have a handful more. I'll just go through them really quick. First up is Megashark versus Crocosaurus from 2010. This is the second in the Megashark film series. I was actually going to watch Megashark, the first one, but I didn't own it, and I didn't feel like it. But I bought a Blu-ray at Dollar General, actually, that had Two-Headed Shark Attack and Megashark versus Crocosaurus. So I figured it was a good time to bust those out. And, yeah, it's basically follows a group of, like, science-y people and military people, and the Megashark comes back. And then they also discover a Crocosaurus, like, in a cave somewhere in, like, I don't know, Australia or Asia or something. I forget. And they fight at the end. Honestly, like, I didn't think it was too bad. It's not great. The CGI is, like, so horrible with, like, the most of the movie. Like, it's really bad. But the Crocosaurus actually looked kind of cool a little bit.
I've always been curious about these films, but...
These are kind of some of the first to kick off the genre, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think, what was it, Sharktopus was like one of the very first ones. I reviewed that last year. To really... Well, actually, Sharktopus came out in 2008. Or it's 2010, so... this came out, Megashark... So it was really Megashark then, I think, that really kicked it off. Because that's a 2000, Megashark versus Giant Octopus. That's the first in this series. And that was 2009. So those two films really kind of birthed this whole thing of, like, bad shark movies. But Megashark versus Crocosaurus, it was okay. I gave it like a 3 out of 10.
Nice.
When I say okay, I mean okay for these.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
Okay
yeah.
in movies. Cruel Jaws, which we already talked about, gave it like a 5 out of 10. Then Tintorera, Killer Shark, which I picked up on Blu-ray from Scorpion. This one came out in 1978, and it's like 80% like three-way romance, 20% shark movie. The majority of this movie is like these two dudes who seem like ladies' men who meet this girl, and they're both into her, and they both decide to date her. And they even talk about it, like, we're not allowed to be jealous and stuff. It's like literally like a polyamorous relationship. And that's like most of the movie. And then the girl dies, and then the guy dies, and then Like, there's sometimes shark attacks. It's really, honestly, like, I think people like this more than I did. I almost felt like the relationship was, like, the more interesting aspect, but it kind of annoyed me because, like, I came here for a shark, damn it.
Yes.
So, I gave it, like, I don't know, a 5 out of 10. 5 point, we got 5 point, 5 out of 10. Let's see. Sharks of the Corn is the final one. 2021. Watch this because Rebecca is in it. Rebecca Reinhardt, your friend and co-host.
Yes.
And I mean, I'd actually heard of this before she was in it, just because it was like a ridiculous concept, right? Sharks of the Corn.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, once I found out she was in it, I was like, I'll give it a watch. Directed by, is it Tim Ritter that did this?
I think so.
Crew is, Tim Ritter. So, a Tim Ritter film. And I've seen a handful of Tim Ritter films. Killing Spree is probably my favorite from 1987. But he's done a few things that I've seen. Mostly, garbage, but you know what they say. So this one, actually, I don't know if it's just because I know Rebecca or I actually thought this was the best part of the movie, but the opening I thought was the best part of the movie when she's, out on a blanket with like some dude and she goes wandering through the cornfield and is like stripping her clothes off and stuff like that. And then gets attacked by a shark. It's like funny. They walk up to a scarecrow that has like a shark mask on it and stuff. And oh man, this one was so hard to pay attention to. There was some fun. One thing that I did like that they did was they would show like overhead shots of the cornfield and it had like these sharks zipping by, and I actually thought it was like really funny looking. They were like swimming through the corn stalks, and they show it like a bunch of times, but I actually liked the way that looked. It's mostly like a shark, like a rubber shark face that you only see from the front up. It obviously is super fake looking. Oh hell, like what was going on here? Was it like something to do with like black magic or like voodoo or something? I honestly don't even remember. Like to me, dude, the biggest, and I've said this so many times, the biggest sin with these movies is that they make them too long. It's like, dude, if this was 60 minutes or even 65 or 70, 60 to 70 minutes, I would watch this and be engaged enough to where I'm like, oh, this is, even if it sucks, it's only like an hour of my time. When it's like an hour and 40 minutes, dude, it ruins it for me. Because it's like, it's such a bad movie, but it's like, it's okay to make a bad movie and to have this like wink, wink, nudge, nudge fun stuff. But like, if it's too long, it completely kills the momentum and my vibe for it. So, that was like the worst part for me. It's just that it's like an hour and 40 minutes, and there's like a 2-hour cut of this too. It's just too much, man. You don't need to do that. Like you don't have enough footage here for 2 hours. You don't. You don't even have enough footage for an hour and a half. You could easily trim a half hour out of this, easily, and not miss a damn thing. So that gets on my nerves. But I gave it a 2 out of 10. Props for Naked Rebecca, though. That was a plus.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to check it out just because she was in it, but I'd kind of heard some.
She's actually really funny in it, too, because she has this, like horrible, like, Virginia accent or something. Like, you gonna follow me or not? Like that thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny. Where's she from, by the way?
Indiana.
Yeah, but I rented this shit too. I paid for it, so.
Yes, I didn't really want to pay for it, but yeah, I want to check out some of Rebecca's like films where she's actually more prominent, and she's directed some too. So
Yeah.
I'll probably try to do that. But Sharks of the Corn, I don't think would be for me.
Make sure you tell Madison not to make her movie an hour and 40 minutes.
All right.
Wait, it's an anthology, so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that too. Yeah. Well. Yeah, because the part we did was pretty short. It's Madeline, by the way. And but yeah, I don't think like our shorts that long, but I can't say, I have no idea what the other ones are going to be like, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so alright, are we ready to move along?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do the featured review. It's going to be Great White.
Yeah.
From 2021.
Yeah, go ahead and kick it off.
Alright. A tourist trip quickly turns into a living nightmare when 5 passengers on a seaplane become stranded miles away from shore. What follows is a desperate bid for survival as the group tries to make it to land before they either run out of supplies or are taken by the man-eating sharks lurking beneath the surface. Yeah, so, essentially these people go out to this, like, beachy island area, and, they happen upon a dead body, pretty much, right at the beginning, and they're like, okay, well, we gotta leave, and, one dude's like, oh, well, or I forget if it's a dude or a girl, but they notice there's, like, a locket, or not a locket, a freaking picture of, the dude's girlfriend, and they're like, they might still be out there, so they go searching, for this girl out at sea, and, they get the airplane they're on super close to the water, and they discover this giant shark, and the shark destroys the airplane because they're too close to the water and don't get away in time. So they get their little survival raft out, and you got all these characters. I think there's 5 of them total, and they're on this raft, and they're hoping to find land eventually. The one dude kind of knows that if they keep paddling the way the current's going and just keep at it, that eventually they should reach shore. But of course that shark is still out there, so that's essentially the plot. So, what did you think of Great White?
Thought it sucked. I called it great trash.
More like not great trash.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was very, very, very just generic paint-by-numbers shark movie that we've seen a million times, but with, like, extra unlikable characters and a really shitty climax.
Did you notice that one of the characters was named Brody?
Yeah, I did. I was gonna ask you if I forgot about that, but yeah, I noticed that. What a good nod.
Yeah,
But,
dude, honestly, I'm, like, mad because I actually, like, watched this movie and, like, was so annoyed by certain things in it, but I'm getting it confused with Caged, Open Water 3, because it's, like, kind of a similar thing where they're floating and stuff on the little raft.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. I don't know, dude. Like, I was... Oh, yeah, now it's coming back to me. Like, okay... Oh my God. Okay, so they're floating in the raft, right?
Mm.
And they start fighting, and one of them loses the paddle, right?
Yeah.
And the chick's like, I'll go out and get it. Were you not screaming at the TV? Just fucking paddle towards the paddle. Use your hands to just paddle over there.
Yeah,
why do you need to get out of the boat?
It was like just a little, you could see it floating not too far from them, and they could have caught up to it. It's not like the waves were going super fast, but yeah, there was a lot of stupid decisions in the movie. The characters are just awful. You got this guy.
Like, the one person pushes the dude out of the boat, and like he instantly gets shark attacked. And I'm like, this is so like I can't stand movies with like horrible characters like that. Like it just makes me so mad because it's like it's so unrealistic. Like they do that in Open Water 2 as well, where the characters start like going at each other, but it feels so much more natural because it's like the stress of the situation, and like it's like they're not trying to like hurt each other, you know, it just kind of happens. This one, it's like, oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, and then that one guy's, like, the whole movie is just this one dude, the one who pushes dude. He's just being a prick the entire movie, and the other guy's like, can you stop whining? And I'm just like, yes, please stop whining. Like, okay, those characters are okay sometimes, but that's all the guy does the whole time is be like, you got any better ideas? One of those types of people. And it was just very irritating, and it's just stupid. And like I said, everything's just very basic in the film. And yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I do like these secluded type movies where people are stuck in one little area and they have to figure out how to get away. But this reminded me almost of what the freak was that movie we reviewed last year that was very similar to like.
Oh, are you talking about the Crocodile movie?
Was it a
Dark Water 2?
Yeah, it reminds me of that level of generic where it was.
No, it literally does. Like, I literally thought, like, oh, this is just like the same feelings I was getting while watching Black Water or Dark Water 2. Which, Dark Water is a great movie. Black Water. It's called Black Water.
Yeah, it's Black Water. Black Water Abyss was the sequel, yes. I think. Yeah.
Blackwater is great, and it's done by the same guy who did The Reef, which is also a great shark movie. But Blackwater Abyss sucks, and he's making The Reef too, so I'm like worried about that. But it also kind of like Open Water, or not, 47 Meters Down too, kind of reminded me of like just the generic feeling of that as well, because 47 Meters Down is so great. I think there's roaring sharks in this again too.
I don't really remember that aspect of it, but I feel like I don't remember the actual well, except for the whole big ending.
It doesn't look great. There's a lot. It's like CGI'd and stuff too.
Yeah, it's not great, and I thought like I hated the whole ending, and it's like. The like heroic stuff, and then it just kind of ends.
Like, it reminded me of The Shallows, but done like way worse.
Yeah.
It just feels like a copy of every other shark movie, and nothing unique or new, or bad characters, not developed well, no tension, no suspense. Honestly, just like a piece of crap movie. Like I did not enjoy my time. I actually thought this was going to be semi decent because I remember it got. I hope that was your like first thought rating and not what you're actually rating it. I just saw it on Letterboxd.
Yeah, it was, and then I thought about it and I went down.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh, I always look at these movies. I'm like, okay, well, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's only not bad if you've never seen any other shark.
I would rather watch the stupid shark ones, like Shark Attack.
Yeah.
They're like shark, six-headed shark attack. Do you know there's a six-headed one too?
No, I did not.
There's two-headed shark attack, three-headed shark attack, five-headed shark attack, and six-headed shark attack. They skipped 4.
Why? I hate when
I don't know. Yeah.
They were like, we need to pump these out. These out faster.
But I would rather watch those than this. Like, just because this is just boring, and it's like the characters suck, but they're supposed to not. At least with those like six-headed shark attack movies, like the characters suck and they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, dude, I just didn't enjoy. I barely remember it too. I just thought it was very weak shark movie. I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing ever. Like, it's watchable, but like it's just like, I don't know. Maybe because I had watched a bunch of shark movies, I'm like, this is garbage. But I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about it because it's literally just a bunch of it's drawn out, like them floating in the ocean, and I don't know, everything just feels bullshit about the ending and like how they defeat the shark and stuff like that. It just feels like over the top and stupid. Kind of like The Shallows, but I just feel like The Shallows was done so much better.
Yeah, I feel like The ending also kind of reminded me of The Reef, if I remember it correctly, but not in a good way. Like, just like a shitty, just the way they get to the land and everything like that. But, yeah, it's not good. I would not really recommend it unless you've never seen a shark movie before in your life. Then this would be pretty unique to you. But, yes, unfortunately, it was not that good, which is sad, because it seems like we usually get one decent shark movie per year, at least.
Yeah,
so.
like there's been a cut. Like I mean, like when I said there's probably 10 good shark movies, it's probably like Jaws 2 I would consider good. The Shallows, Bait, that one where they're in the grocery store.
I still haven't watched that one.
You got to watch that one for next year's Shark Week because that one's actually good.
Yeah.
The Reef, I would consider the Meg good. Not great, but good. Deep Blue Sea. Damn, it really does get thin. Open Water. I just need 2 more shark movies.
I mean, isn't 47 meters? I've never seen
47 meters down. Yeah. Oh, you've never seen that?
I've only seen that
one of the
sequel.
best. It's one of the best for sure. 47 meters down, and then yeah, there's 9 there. I mean, The Last Shark I hear is all right.
Yeah.
You didn't watch Deep Blood, did you?
No, I didn't. You bought that one from Severin too, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually reviewed that one last year, so I didn't rewatch it.
Oh yeah.
But it's shitty too.
Oh really? Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, it's It's another Italian one, so.
Yeah.
Which actually Curl Jaws takes footage from it. It's this one's Joe D'Amato though. You know what? Honestly, Bruno Mattei's Rats of the Living Dead or Rats Night of Terror. I actually really like that one. Hell of the Living Dead's kind of okay, and I like Shocking Dark, but other people don't. I like a few of his movies, and of course he filled in for Lucio Fulci in Zombie 3 when he got sick and almost died, and I think he might have died around there. But anyway, that's it for 2021's Shark Week. We will be back next year with 2022's Shark Week, and hopefully we'll have some more good shark movies out. Oh, Shark Night 3D. That's another one that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that one.
There's at least 10 good shark movies. I should do a top 10.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we'll do a top 10 favorite shark films of ours. Because by then, you know, I ended up watching like 11 or something this year. Now that I finally counted. Well, 2 of them weren't really movies, and one of them didn't have sharks in it. But you know what I'm saying. Like maybe next year after, like we'll watch all the shark movies that we try. Next year maybe we'll watch like what's considered the good ones. And then at the end of the episode we'll do, if there's no new shark movie, we'll do a top 10 favorite shark films.
Sounds good.
All right, that'll be a big 3-year anniversary Shark Week. Okay, so anything you have left?
Well, guys, we'll see you next year for next Shark Week, and that will be the end of our podcast until next year.
We only have a once-year podcast on shark films?
Yes, we are now just a Shark Week podcast exclusively. I shall start prepping now.
No.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, that's all.
Well, all right, so we'll see you guys next time, guys. Next time we will be doing a review of M. Night Shyamalan's Old, his brand new film that I was actually quite looking forward to because, believe it or not, and you might not believe it, but you should believe it, I'm actually a pretty big M. Night Shyamalan fan.
Yes, I heard the word on the street.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not, like, a massive fan, but he is in my top 50 favorite directors. I think The Sixth Sense is a great movie. I think Split is a really great movie. I think Signs is a great movie. I think The Village is a great movie. I think The Visit is a great movie. And I actually really like The Happening. And Glass was okay. I've never seen Unbreakable. I've never seen After Earth, and Lady in the Water sucks. And I've never seen The Last Airbender, which I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
So find out if his streak, because he's been on a little bit of a streak lately with good movies, going back to The Visit.
Mm-hmm.
The Visit, Split, Glass. I feel like he did another one in there.
I don't know. I think that might be it.
Yeah, and so he's been on a little bit of a hot streak lately. He also wrote Devil, that elevator movie, which I really like.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if M. Night Shyamalan's Old can live up to his current run. If his streak continues,
Yes.
it says, a family on a tropical holiday discovers that the secluded beach where they are staying is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day. So we'll see what we think about that next week.
Yes.
Curious to hear what you think about it.
Yes, as with you.
All right, so take us out of here. We'll see you next time.
Take us out of here. Thanks for listening to our show. Please come back. Thanks.